Have you ever wondered the difference between sweating from exercise, sweating from your sauna, and also sweating when you're nervous? Well, today I'm going to dive into the nuances of how you sweat and the metabolic pathways it affects in your body. Which one's better? Do you need all three? Let me try to answer this in the next few minutes. The heat source of why you sweat is really an important aspect of sweating. When you're exercising, you're generating heat from movement by the contraction of your muscles. So the metabolic pathways from sweating when you're actually exercising really comes from stimulating your body to generate energy through ATP, and the byproduct of that is sweating to maintain your body's energy level so that you can continue to recycle your energy in a space where you can build capacity and fitness. So sweating when you're exercising usually means you're going to improve your VO2 max, or the amount of oxygen you can process within a minute. You're also going to be experiencing mitochondrial biogenesis, which means improving your mitochondrial function and its density. You're also going to be releasing, as a byproduct of the sweating, because you've achieved a certain metabolic efficiency, you're going to release endorphins, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, and of course dopamine. And that's why you feel oftentimes very relaxed and stress less after you finish a long bout of exercise. So that sweating that is happening while you're moving or exercising is to manage the output of your body generating energy, and basically the furnace is coming from the body, right? You're creating energy in you. So a lot of times, when I do mountain runs, it's treacherous, deleterious to just sit in the middle of the cold and not move because you're just going to freeze. So whenever we are in the mountains and it's really cold, we want to make sure that we continue to move to generate heat from within and to build that furnace, which also stimulates fat oxidation, insulin sensitivity, glucose control, all of those wonderful things that come together with exercise. Now, interesting enough, when you exercise and when you're sweating, because of exercise, you're also reducing chronic inflammation, and it just balances out your immune signaling. It allows you to obviously release some of the anxiety and depressive symptoms that are just associated with daily life. Not everyone's always happy all the time. And this type of adaptation as you're sweating through exercise gives you this resilience and endurance and vitality that you're training your cells to adapt to. The sweat that comes from exercise releases toxins as well, similar to sauna sweat. And you just get so many benefits from sweat induced from exercise. When you compare sweat induced from sauna, it's a very different genesis for the reason why you sweat, right? When we sweat because of exercise, the heat is coming from internal. We're generating internal energy caused by the contraction of muscle through muscle metabolism. When you're sweating from sauna, it's your body's actually responding to environmental factors from external heat, right? So it's creating this function to restore and repair, to create resilience, to fend you off from that heat, which is very interesting. it actually can allow your body to reduce cortisol, reduce stress as your body induces heat shock proteins. And I'm not going to go into the details of that, but you can kind of imagine like your plasma volume will expand, your blood pressure will reduce, your endothelial function, your vessel health kind of becomes more elastic plastic, because it's responding to the environment, right? It's not like when you're sedentary, it's just not moving. It's starting to respond to the heat, and it creates some level of metabolic flexibility and heat tolerance. It also activates anti-inflammatory heat shockwave pathways, which generally lowers systematic inflammation. Those are pretty good things. And of course, it promotes relaxation. It activates the parasympathetic nervous system for recovery, your mood balance. So, it's a repair and restore mechanism as your body deals with external heat. So your body raises 1 to 2 degrees when the external factor could be, 170 degrees, right? And think about it. Your body is managing to not overheat. And this is the mechanism it's doing to manage your body from not overheating. It's only raising your internal body temperature by 1 to 2 degrees. So sweating and you really just making sure the body is active and fending off that heat is so imperative to why you sweat. So in this manner, it's really supporting your recovering from the elements, and there's obviously cellular protection as it relates to this mechanism. So is sweating while you're in the sauna different than when you're exercising? Clearly, the difference is pretty material. The key difference, the key takeaway I want you to realize is when you're exercising and you're sweating, you're really allowing your mitochondria to improve in function and density. While when you're sweating in the sauna, there's less research to suggest that your pathways for mitochondria density and function improves. However, there is significant research to demonstrate that when you sweat in a sauna, you lower your blood pressure, you relax, your parasympathetic nervous system goes into another gear. The net result is, as long as you're not saunaing hours at a time, 3 to 4 times a week, 19 to 25 minutes of sauna seems to be a really good sweet spot for restorative and therapeutic results for the human body. I'll put the show notes and also some suggestions, the citations, the research, the science, and the show notes, and also some suggestions as to potentially how long you should be in the sauna for, be it a dry sauna, infrared sauna, etc. And the third most interesting type of stress, and I think all of us go through almost daily, if you're in any type of working scenario, even with your children, right, is emotional stress triggered by sympathetic arousal. Your body's basically preparing. It's like a flight or flight kind of system where you go, something's going to happen, something good's going to happen, something bad's going to happen, my kid's going to fall, or, you're anticipating something good or bad to happen. And that anticipation leads the body, heart rate to go up, blood pressure to briefly go up. And that results in temporary short-term rise in glucose, insulin imbalance, chronic nervous sweating start to happen. So you're sweating to kind of go into this mechanism of preparing again for something to happen. So that has very little benefit to your mitochondrial health. That's not really repair. That's not a restorative type of sweating. So don't put yourself in a room where you're always nervous or anticipating something to happen. That kind of sweating seems to have less positive long-term effects on your body compared to sweating from exercise, sweating from sauna, so forth and so on. So what is the best thing for us to do? Well, guys, it's pretty obvious. Please sweat through exercise daily if you can. And if you post-exercise through sweating, you can use sauna to repair your body from the exercise. And when you're done exercising, done with the sauna, sit and relax and let the parasympathetic, the rest and digest nervous system take you into the real rest, your 5 REM cycles, so you can go deep into sleep. Now, if you, for any reason, cannot exercise, cannot exercise and sweat because of exercise, of course, the next best thing is definitely to see a sauna and sweat maybe 20 to 25 minutes, 3 to 4 times a week in that sauna. And there is strong research to suggest that long-term sauna use will improve your may improve your cardiovascular health, as well as be very important to your blood pressure long-term. Of course, because you're utilizing your repair mechanisms when your body is subject to heat, so it's not stagnant. You're making sure that your endothelial cells are activated, your vessels are activated, and it's a lot better than just sitting. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. Reference the show notes. All the key things are in there regarding how long, when to, and then the citations that suggest the benefits of obviously exercising and being in the sauna. Thanks. Appreciate it. Thank you.